Hello everyone, welcome to sqadia.com. Our topic for today is lab diagnosis of viruses. We are at section 5 of this topic, and in this section we'll be discussing the detection of viral antigens and nucleic acids. We'll start by detection of viral antigens with specific example of the detection of P24 antigen, and then we will move on to the detection of viral nucleic acids. So, as we have discussed in our previous sections, the most commonly employed method for detection of viruses or viral antigens is the ELISA, or the enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. The viral antigens can be detected in patients' blood or body fluids. There are different tests for it other than ELISA, but ELISA is the most commonly employed method. The test for P24 antigen, which is an antigen of the human immunodeficiency virus or the HIV virus, and the surface antigen of hepatitis B virus can be actually used. That is, we can form, or we can use the antibodies which are particularly against these antigens, and we can detect virus infection inside the cell. Since we are detecting the viral antigens, the antibodies won't bind to any other antigen, and there will be no background noise, and we can actually identify and pinpoint whether or not a cell is infected by a virus or not. This basically here just shows how we can detect the surface antigen of hepatitis B virus after 2 to 3 weeks, and then this can last up till 3 months. And this is the phase where if we add the antibodies against this particular antigen, we can actually detect the virus. Again, this is important because, in the case of viral detection is hard because virus is replicating inside the cell and it's using cellular machinery. So most of the proteins that are produced during this viral replication are the same as that of a normal cell. So it's really important to identify particular viral proteins or particular viral antigens and nucleic acids that can help the cellular machinery differentiate, and that can help us identify the virus particularly based on the viral antigens and the viral nucleic acids. The detection of P24 antigen of HIV. P24 antigen is a particular antigen that is present only during the HIV infection. And so if there is a presence of this virus, and if we detect the presence of this virus inside the body, then it will identify, or it will mean that the patient has been infected by the HIV virus. So if we consider day 0 as the potential exposure to HIV, the viral load can be detected after 9 to 14 days, and we can detect it by using the HIV RNA test. Or if we are looking at the antigen, then after day 16, we can actually identify or detect the presence of P24 antigen inside the cell. Then this is where we usually take the first sample of the patient, and then after 28 days, we can do an antigen antibody test that can detect an HIV infection. As I've mentioned earlier, if the antibody titer in this particular sample is 4 times more as compared to the first sample that we've taken, then we can establish that a patient is infected, in fact infected by the HIV virus. And then afterwards, after day 90, you can actually identify HIV infection in 100% of the patients that have actually been infected. As I've mentioned earlier in this lecture, There are different ways to detect the antigen antibody complexes. This can be by detecting the radio label signal, by detecting the fluorescent signal, by detecting the antigen antibodies complexes that are bound to different nanoparticles like gold and silver nanoparticles. And all of these are basically indicators that can help us identify the presence of a particular viral antigen inside the patient sample. Then the viral nucleic acid can be detected inside the patient blood or tissue by by presence of complementary RNA or DNA as a probe. So if there is viral nucleic acid present and we use a complementary nucleic acid as a probe, then we can identify the presence of virus inside the patient sample. If you feel like the virus is or the virus can be present, but the viral nucleic acid titer is so low that you cannot actually identify it, or then what we can do is we can take the patient sample and we can use PCR to amplify the viral nucleic acid. Now, this is important because you know that in most of the cases, the viral nucleic acid can be seen later in the stage, and that's when the virus infection has actually spread to many of the cells or to multiple regions of the body. And so we can so it means that we are detecting the viral infection at a later stage. So if we want to avoid that, what we can do is we can take the sample initially and we can amplify the viral nucleic acid through the polymerase chain reaction, and then we can use the complementary DNA or RNA as a probe to bind to that particular nucleic acid of virus and identify and detect the presence of virus in a particular sample. S is for the RNA of HIV, which is the human immunodeficiency virus, and the hepatitis C virus, and DNA of hepatitis B virus in the patient's blood are commonly used to monitor the course of the disease and to evaluate the patient prognosis. So this is important because we can actually use this viral nucleic acid to see the stage of a particular disease and how the patient is responding to the drugs that are being given against a particular virus. This basically here is just just showing us how we can use a biotin labeled PCR product, and we can bind those products to our complementary nucleic acid. And once bound, the signal can actually help us identify the presence of virus inside a sample. This is the biotin streptavidin bound PCR product. This is the biotin labeled PCR product, and we have precipitated silver particles as well. So these are different methods in which we are actually using the amplified PCR product, and then we are using a complementary DNA and binding our complementary DNA to that viral or to that amplified PCR product. And then we are using a probe system, a biotin label system, to identify the presence of virus inside a cell and to evaluate the course of viral infection, and also to evaluate the patient's prognosis of during a particular infection. So this again shows how we can detect the presence of viral nucleic acid inside a sample. We have targeted RNA, which are using gold nanoparticles as probe. And if gold is deposited in those nanoparticles, then or if the gold deposition is complementary to the RNA or the nucleic acid that is present from a particular infection, then we can actually detect that, and the detection will basically show us it can either be visualized or we can identify the presence of virus by piezo displacement inside different charts. That basically shows the presence of a particular viral RNA or a particular viral DNA inside a sample. So what we are doing here is we have a target RNA sequence. We use a complementary sequence against that target RNA sequence, and then we use a probe, which is in this case the gold nanoparticle. And once both the nucleic acids are bound together, the probe basically sends a signal, and that signal can be monitored and detected and can be visualized, and you can identify the presence of a particular virus infection as well as the stage of virus infection in such cases. So it is important to have complementary sequence against a known virus, and only then can we identify the viral nucleic acid. This is also important because this increases the specificity. We know the virus sequence, we are forming a complementary sequence against that particular virus sequence, and thus we are not actually since it's really complementary, it's not going to bind to the nucleic acids that are present inside the patient or the patient's nucleic acid or any other nucleic acid which is present because of any other infection that happened or that occurred inside the patient. So the complementarity of a nucleic acid to the viral nucleic acid is important to identify and to detect that particular virus sequence and to give out a signal of a particular viral infection that may be ongoing inside a patient sample. So in this section, we covered the detection of viral antigens with specific example of the detection of P24 antigen in case of HIV. And then we moved on to the detection of viral antigen, viral nucleic acid, and we saw how we can use viral nucleic acid by we can detect viral nucleic acid by using a complementary sequence of a DNA or RNA as a probe. That's all from this section. I hope you have enjoyed and I hope you have learned a lot about lab diagnosis of viruses. Thank you for watching sqadia.com.